Hi guys, hope everybody's doing great. So I've been in Japan now for 6 months, and I must say it's been kind of a roller coaster. They've had great moments and then they've had some not so great moments. Um, and in this video, I want to just break down 6 things that I like and don't like about Japan that I've discovered so far. So let's get to it. Yes, so like I said, I've been in Japan for 6 months, and I'm gonna start first with the the cons, and then I'll go into the pros. So one thing I find extremely hard about living in Japan is being black. Things like finding hair products or somebody to cut your hair is non-existent. Well, I mean, I can't say non-existent, but where I am located, there's no one to cut black hair. There are no black barbers. But in Tokyo, there are quite a few. So when I did go to Tokyo, that's when I got my hair cut. But living in the countryside, you either have to cut your hair yourself or not get it cut at all, and some people can't really live without a haircut because they want to look clean, they're used to that. So for me, that's been a bit of an adjustment. I've tried doing it myself. The thing about it is that it takes such a long time that sometimes I just don't be like, after I come from work and all that, I don't have the energy to really do it properly. So that's my dilemma. 2. So culture shock is a real thing. The feeling of, just not being in your home. Like at this point for me, it's really hard. I didn't think that I would really get to this part, but I feel like the honeymoon phase has passed. So Japan is great, but at the same time, I feel sometimes in my head, I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I'm so far from my family, I'm so far from everything that I'm used to. So I definitely have moments where I question a lot of things, and culture shock is a real thing. It's a very up and down. At one moment, you're like really thankful to be here and for the opportunity, and at the next moment, it's like, bruh, you know. But I try to manage my emotions and not let my feelings take over, because sometimes you could wallow in bad emotions, but you have to keep yourself in check. Yeah. Also, learning Japanese is a very complex language. It's not like learning French or Spanish. Most other languages are just Roman letters, so you don't actually have to learn new alphabets. Japanese, and I guess like Chinese, Mandarin, and those kind of things, you actually have to learn a whole different alphabet. So in Japanese, there's hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And right now, I know I've learned some hiragana and some katakana. Kanji is a beast that I'm not even getting into right now, but actually learning a bit of it has helped because, sometimes I could read some signs or whatever to help me navigate. If you are not willing to learn Japanese, it's going to be very hard to live, especially in the countryside of Japan. Very hard. Number 3, about the cons. Making genuine connections, I find, is extremely hard because the nature of Japanese people is to be very friendly to foreigners. So it's like a lot of people are friendly to you, but I've realized it's not because they like you, it's because they're doing it because they feel that they have to. So making friends can be a little tricky because you have to navigate whether somebody actually genuinely likes you or if they're just being extremely polite. And the Japanese are extremely polite, so it's really hard to distinguish between them. Yeah, and that makes finding genuine connections hard, added on to the fact that there's a huge language barrier. So, but on to the good things. The good things are that Japan is an extremely beautiful country. Every single day that I'm here, I'm in awe of the scenery. There's always something new to see. And for that, I'm truly grateful because I know that a lot of people may not have the opportunity to ever experience it. So I make sure that I take it in. That's for sure. 2 is food. There's always food around. There's so many places to eat, so many different things to try. It's crazy. If you are a foodie, I feel like Japan is definitely a destination that you need to come to. Yeah, for sure, 100%. So all those foodies out there, make sure y'all book your flight to Japan. Even if it's for like a short period, you will want to try some of these things for sure. And 3, last but not least, Japan is very exciting and never boring. There's always something to do, somewhere to go, something cultural to experience. Right now, because it's spring, they have the cherry blossom season going on and it's extremely beautiful. My next vlog, I think, is going to be a cherry blossom vlog because I went to a park and let me tell you, the cherry blossoms are amazing. So stay tuned for that video, possibly coming next week. We will see how it goes. But there's always something new. It's always changing, whether it's connected to the seasons changing or whether it's some cultural something that's happening. There's always something going on. So for that, I'm also very thankful. And all in all, this is the 6-month checkpoint for me. I'm thinking right now, this could obviously change, but I think that Japan is not going to be a long-term place for me to live, but I definitely will enjoy my time here. And I would also encourage anybody to live in Japan, even if it's for like a short period, to experience it for sure. And I definitely do not regret coming, and I will never regret spending a portion of my life here. But at this point, I feel like I don't feel like Japan will be my home. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm still navigating how I really feel, and I would see exactly next year. But I think after this academic school year, I'm going to move on because I would have experienced Japan completely, and it's time for another journey. So that's about it. Thank you guys for listening to my little, I just needed to get out some emotions. I'm proud of myself for being able to live on my own in another part of the world, for 6 months. That's a big deal. So yeah, thumbs up to me. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything about living in Japan, moving, the JET program, please feel free to ask me in the comments, and I will see you in the next vlog. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want. Later, guys.